Carpenter rank. C2 if I remember correctly. Champ 2, yeah. Right. Decent. Push this to your side. Yeah. So here, I'd like you to try and push this further back if you can. So like your teammate's in that corner. If you can hit the ball towards your teammate more, it's just a bit safer. Do you know what I mean? Like we're keeping possession. So hitting this to the left, it looks like you're trying to play for the boost, but you're not going to be able to hit this and secure the boost. You will give up possession if you hit this too far to the left. So hit this back to your teammate so we keep possession. You can then get 12 pads. That was a pass. All right, try and get it more into the corner where your teammate is, because if we don't have full communication, you can't tell him that. So hit it somewhere that it's obvious that it's a pass, and generally, even if you're not on the same wavelength, he can still go and get it. You might just want to refresh stream, Glubber. So this goes up. Your teammate kind of messes this up. Here now, you want to, like, there's two things you need to do. One, you need to turn ball cam on and off before you do anything. Take a look where the opponent is first. Do you need to commit to this ball? That's the first thing you need to assess. Like, is this a threat right now? So you'd look forward with ball cam off, and then you'd see an opponent is showing up. Yes, so this is a threat. You do need to do something about it. And then the second action, like, writes itself. You've already seen that there's an opponent. Ball cam back on. You need to make sure you get up first now. So you're taking your time, but you're doing that because you don't know if there's a threat yet. If you had seen that opponent, you would have gone up quicker. Like, that would have just been natural instinct that you need to do something first. We get lucky there. So in this situation, the ball spits out. Like, so we want to try and just keep this ball close to us. Like, don't hit this away from yourself. Just try and keep this dribble. We'll just take a 50-50. That's the best thing you can do. You're not going to beat this player with 12 boost, but you can get a 50-50 where the ball spits out left or right, and then your teammate can take over with that. Or this 50-50 that you eventually get hopefully just wastes enough time for your teammate to get some boost and then be an effective last man. So don't just hit the ball away from ourselves, because we might not be able to catch up with it, or you might just end up passing it over to a teammate. So here as last man, yeah, you're trying to win the ball. But right now, what would be good to see is that you just try and flip to the ball rather than boost to it. So we could try and flip to it early, or just get ourselves moving downfield with boost and a flip. I think you accidentally double jump there rather than flip. Yeah, you should have gone back. Like, if you had like, what we could have said, like a higher level would have also been like, after this goes up here, you're last, so it's quite risky to go for this. You can see the opponent on the left. You're quite close to each other, and your teammate hasn't rotated. Not the best thing to jump up for. Like, if your teammate's gone, yeah, you can go for this, but your teammate hasn't gone. This is risky. Now here, you would want to look left. Where's that opponent? What are they doing? Are they taking their time getting that 100 boost, or are they literally just outside of your peripheral vision? So we need to be using this right stick a bit more. Building up the information before you commit into doing things. Because right now you're in a situation where, like, you champ 2, you've got some skill under you, like you've got some skill, you've got some mechanics, but you're doing them just because they look like the right thing to do. You're not looking around, giving yourself the information to make sure it is the right thing to do. Kind of like that backboard where you took your time to go up for it. You knew you had to go up, but you didn't look around to build up the decision how quickly you had to go up, like how desperate it was for the team for you to go up. So you need to look around a bit more before you commit into doing things, or to see if you need to do something quicker. This is a unique kickoff. Unless we've communicated this, I'd prefer that you cheat. So again here, that pops off here. Left analog stick. Look first. Like, try and get that look. Is there an opponent? And also power slide turn. You just turn there, power slide, whip your car around quicker, and then boost towards the ball. Good turn. Bounce. Look, take this, keep this in the dribble. Work on your dribbles, dude. Definitely work on your dribbles, because this is a dribble opportunity, and you can just run it towards the net on the top of your car. So work on your dribbles. Good bump. Right, just back your teammate up now. L position. Wait for them. Look, there we go. So good, good decision to stay back there. So here, take your time. Now that the opponents showed up like this, hit the brakes. Your opponent's generally not going to win this, or sorry, they're not going to score this. So you don't need to commit into blocking anything, because the angle's already that like acute that we've got nothing to worry about, or a very slim chance of anything to worry about. So you can hit your brakes right now and just let them blast this as hard as they want. It's most likely just going to smack off the sidewall, and then you can react to that, because that might just be a ball that you can push straight upfield. So let's say you stay back. It looks like this is the angle your teammate, your opponent would have been trying to shoot. Not a threat. So the ball, if you would hit your brakes here, ball pops off and then you go forward, or if it smacks off that wall and goes upfield, then you just turn up field and push. Thanks for that, Nolan. How you doing? Demo, nice. So generally, the issue with this play is it gives your opponents time to get back into the play. Globby, thanks for the tier 1 sub, dude. Appreciate you. Thanks so much, dude. Welcome back. So here, I'd rather you just try and walk this back around the wall, because ceiling shot, cool, but if you're gonna go for a ceiling shot, you've got to speed this up. This is slow, and it allows Snoop to get back into the play now, and it also allows Orion to do something. Here, if you're going to go for a ceiling shot, what I want you to learn to do, if you're learning ceiling shots, what you need to learn to do right now is from like here, you need to jump and boost to get to the ceiling, so that then you can immediately push the ball straight down after, when the ball gets about here. Whereas you're taking your time and then falling with the ball, and it's just slow. That's one way you could, like, I think that is in my my Grand Champ extras or Grand Champ Plus training guide, like mechanical guide. So you'll probably see that, you will see that that demonstration in my guide, where you skip the wall and get immediately up to the ceiling. That's something, if you're interested in learning more ceiling shot stuff, that's like another level of it. Good block. Fortunately, you couldn't get the 100. You're spun behind, so let's get to your teammates as quickly as possible. So here, the opponent's already jumped. They've got the drop, like they've got the advantage on you now. So with the opponent already jumped, you should wait. So just like look at the goal and be prepared to jump at the front post. So here, I would stay on the ground looking at the front post, and if they get that shot, then I jump across and make the save. But we don't want to be late into the challenge. Like, don't throw yourself to be late, because he could have touched that around you and then it's just an open net. Is there any reason to drive up to the ceiling? You've always jumped. Well, it's generally how people just start off learning ceiling shots. Do you know what I mean? So it could be that car punchers like learned how to hit the ball from the ceiling, but not really learned how to speed the entire mechanical process up. So like that's generally why people still walk up the wall. Yeah, you've just started. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's the beginning, it's the foundation of ceiling shots. Nice touch. But that's the next level of it that they could learn. Skipping the wall and going straight to the ceiling. So at Champ 2, I really want you to learn a more efficient kickoff. Like, yeah, this is still fine. Like, it's a decent kickoff. We want to learn the fast kickoff next. So exclamation mark kickoff, dude. Have a look at the fast kickoff and try and add that into your approach. So you're playing quite lateral to your teammate at the minute. I would prefer L position. So this hits back. Right, now just get behind your opponent and then loop around them and stick up with them. So we'll go around, then loop with your teammate. So in that situation, you could have gone on these pads. So you could have gone 1, 2, 3, and now you're following your teammate upfield, staying relevant. This pops out. Like you wouldn't. I don't think you'll be able to score this because like, you'd be here, but you'd be first in control of it rather than coming from over there. That's pretty sus to put on stream. Hi Crow. These are going on YouTube. Decent 50, I guess. Push on that. Yeah. So here you want to try and just want to try and take this as far as you can. So you've hit this off the wall. Now just try and push this and take Orion into a 50-50. So in what I like what the point of L position is, like, he's not in a great L position, but the point of it is that you're pushing forward and this person's following behind. You're trying to get a 50-50 to spit out to them, or any sort of like push on the ball that spits out into their territory that your teammate can run onto. Do you know what I mean? So here you should be trying to get the 50-50 out of this player rather than just trying to hit it past them. Like, it's much better for you to just try and get a 50-50 which plays to your teammate that they can finish off. Don't try and get greedy and desperate and look for the goal, because this person's ready for that. They're ready to push this into the corner over here, or save it off their backboard through the corner. So don't try and go for the desperate play. Try and go to the play that pushes out to your teammate. They're ready for it. They're not in the best position. I'd prefer them to be a bit further back. Yeah, a lot of teammates don't have a concept of it, but it's generally a lot of teammates are following up behind you. So we can still get this ball to push out to the right into midfield rather than just desperately try to push this past them at 12 boost. We're not going to score that. Yeah, so not everyone's going to be in that golden position that I like to teach. But we can generally just try to get more 50-50s that play out to our teammate. And on this, nice. That's yours. Oh, unfortunate. All right, take it. All right, so yeah, you've already seen the opponent. So I was going to say take your time, look for information. But you can see Orion's ahead of you. This is a good aerial. We generally want to work on our aerials because we don't want this to bounce. Like, you should be working on striking this without it touching the floor anymore. So like, we just want to hit this straight at net. So that's, you want to work on your aerials to make sure that that's the like how you're hitting your shots from now on. Because like C2, this is maybe enough, but like C3, pushing into GC, this needs to go immediately on target. 1 second on that, Adam. Good control. That's unfortunate there. So I thought he was going to catch this and then throw it to the right. So we catch this. What I'd like you to try and do now is just try and get a flick into the midfield or to your teammates. So we'll try and pass back to get away from Orion. Or you could just go straight for the demo now that you've touched the ball. Would have been difficult to get that, but... Oh, that works. So we kind of committed into this even though our teammate was still there. Like, teammate's still ahead of us, so we're last. So, L position, dude. We can let our teammate commit, we can just hang, and now this would be yours to try and go for, or now you'd be pushing into the side from ahead of the ball, or ahead of your opponent. You just got a bit too carried away in that, and you committed when your teammate was still viable. You're looking around. I think you can take that. I don't think you need to wait for your teammate. Just get, like, drive to the side here, and then push the ball back through. You're nearest to it, so it's like we can... I know you're probably thinking like it's just a rotation, but we can save time. We can be a little bit quicker on the counter-attack. It'll be left of right or left right of him. In this L position, left of him, because that's the immediate path to net. So the goal is technically... Your goal is technically this side. In that direction from where the ball is now. So you'd want to be protecting this immediate path to net. So like if the ball just happens to pinch towards net, you can just jump up and maybe make a touch. Whereas on the right side, if there's a pinch that goes directly towards net, you're not going to have a chance. The L position is always protecting that immediate path to net. And the guy's closer than you are. Like, there's no reason to push forward just yet. Like, the guy's closer. He's definitely going to hit this before you. Like, there's no competition. So let him hit it and see how he hits it. You're right, pro gamer. You just commit hard into that when there was no chance of you winning that. Do you know what I mean? So kind of like that previous play, when the opportunity for them to hit the ball is so acute. Like, think how acute this angle is to get onto net. Like, this is what they need to score. That isn't something that you need to worry too much about, especially at C2. You know what I mean? Like, maybe some luck, but like, we're not playing against Astral at the minute. They're not hitting this, so don't worry too much about this angle. Just let him hit the ball once, see how he's going to play it, and then commit to that afterwards. You're throwing yourself away at the most least likely of chances. Do you know what I mean? Like, that guy's got like, what, a 10% chance of hitting that, and you're giving your everything at it. Soft cheat's not terrible. Right, don't join your teammate. Yeah. Nah, that's something you could go for. 12 pads. That's yours. Up to your teammate now. Nice. Look before you, like, yeah. So again, that you need that information, dude. Your next step in this game is like, you've got some decent mechanics, but you need the awareness now. You're building up your portfolio of what you can do, or your arsenal of what you can do, but you're not taking in the information, so we're not sure if it's the right thing to do anymore, or if you just need to know if you just need to go now. Like, sometimes you need to chase just a little bit. So here, ball cam, look to the left. Is there an opponent? If there is, maybe go for the pinch or jump to the ball to push it over them. I mean, you're leaving yourself in the dark. We should have got more pads on that rotation. It would have been free. Right, take a slow dribble here. Nice. Flick. Good attempt. You did what I wanted you to try. Just a bit slow on that flick execution, and also it didn't really flick as much as you wanted it to. Where am I from? Birmingham, UK. So here, you just need to jump now to get up in front of the ball. It's what you do, but he goes low. So you're playing laterally. I like that. You eventually fall, but fall back in position. But you could just turn away from this now. So you see your teammate going to this. So in this situation, I would probably just wait to see what happens here. So I'd probably just fade now. And now I'm ready. Like, your teammate could pass to you in this situation, so it's not terrible what you're doing. Like, yeah, maybe they might pass to you and you can shoot. So I'm not going to say that your position right now is like awful. I'm just saying this is what I would have done. I would have got back, allow my teammate to play the 1v1 play style, and I'm just backing them up, showing up right now, and then that's something I can react to. You did, however, give up really early on this. This is something you should react to now. This is what you should be trying to... cheers, mate. You wish you could delete comments. Nope, that's solidified now. But your teammates... Yeah, so your teammate's a bit far away, so you could pressure this. But I'm not too bothered about you doing that back post rotation as well. Don't join your teammate in the cut. So this is something you keep doing. You're pushing forward, and then changing your mind. Like you just don't want to get to the front post too early. Like sit back a bit more. So like, don't get to that front post too early. Sit back a bit more at back post, because when your teammate pushes up, then you can move forward. You're moving forward to here, stopping, and now you've got no momentum to make the challenge. Whereas if you're back here, when you start to see this player get control of the ball, then you can build up your momentum with some boost and then jump forward. That's just a whiff. I can't tell you to do anything else there apart from not miss, but... Alright, it's end game. So, main things you want to work on, dude, is, as I've said, the awareness factor. Like, you need to be using your R3 more to look around before you commit to doing anything, or to make sure if you need to do something. So, training packs that I'd advise you to work on to build up some general mechanics for where you are right now, and also your, well, let's just say, like, to begin with, yeah, R3. So when you're in defense, before you commit to a lot of, or when you're looking up and there's an aerial potential, use your R3 or turn ball cam on and off and take a quick look whether you need to actually go up, you know, before you just, like, before you take too long to do it, because as we saw, there was one where you just took too long. So we just generally want to make sure that you're making the right decisions, or you're using the right skills for the right situation. This is a training pack I want you to work on. This is my backboard interference, and this is where your teammates are probably striking the backboard like this. Instead of waiting for it and then challenging it, what I want you to work on doing is getting the ball as it's coming off the backboard like that. Like right now, the ball goes up, your teammate, I mean, your opponent's committed, and you commit as well, and you're going to hit this before they get their shot. Then you recover and you counter attack. So you want to hit the ball after it hits the wall, and hit it upfield like that. Doesn't need to be amazing. It just needs to prevent your opponent from getting the shot, because like they're waiting for the backboard, you're going to prevent them from having the backboard and start a counter attack. Like this, you can play it into the corner, but generally after the bounce, and you want to try and push it towards the wall. Missing it a bit, but yeah, like that. Playing it into the corner, and then you can counter attack. There we go, they pushed it out, and then you can imagine I'm pushing now, I'm going into a dribble, I want to score. So here, this would be a good option. So the ball's up, ball come off, ball come on. Do you need to go for that? Off, on, make the, like, get the information up. Check, do I need to go up? Then go up as quickly as you can. You need to get up for this before it gets down to crossbar height. So power slide and just get up. This is kind of like the situation you was in, whereas you went like this and you just kept your head up like that, and you can't see if there's an opponent going for the ball. So look, yes, I need to go, and just get the touch. Ball's up, do I need to go? Or power slide, look, yes, I need to go, get up, and do what's necessary. Or you can just practice on actually getting up as quickly as possible. So power slide, get up, hit it before it comes back down to crossbar height. Power slide, get up. That's what we're kind of working on here. We're working on interrupting backboard shots. We're working on how quickly you can power slide around and just get up like this and meet the ball to block it. And you can also use the wall in these situations to get up and attack. So it's just working on that backboard defense, but also on that decision making. So like, instead of doing this and then eventually going, the ball's going to pop up. You're going to check, do I need to go? Yes, I do. You know what I mean? That's the difference. So work on that training pack. I'll send you the code. And also, like, when you're doing it, I want you to actually do the triangle. Like, if your ball comes on triangle, I want you to work on that double triangle. Like, I don't just want you. Like, you should be working on how quickly you can do like those backboard touches, or to interfere with those backboard touches, or use the wall, or just jump up and hit the ball before it comes back down to crossbar height, because that's generally where about the opponent's going to try and hit it, or a little bit higher. So like, practice actually doing that power slide turn, then double tapping triangle as if you're checking there's an opponent there, and then jumping up. You know what I mean? Because whilst jumping up is it's good to build up that reaction time that you're just going to power slide and you're going to get up. You need to make sure that it's actually the right decision. So you want to double check with that triangle, because there will be situations in games where you double tap that triangle and you see there's no one there. I don't need to jump up. I can just take this into a dribble. So yeah, work on that, and also just work more on your dribbles and flicks so that you're more comfortable holding onto the ball, flicking the ball, and going to your 50-50s. Mainly, as I said, the main things you want to be able to do is just cutting into the ball, like cutting into the ball like that and picking it up. The power slide, get around it, and then there's just a few basic flicks that you want to have. And these aren't to score, they're just to beat people. You just want to be able to flick the ball crossbar height. So we've got a front flip like that, just a standard front flip. We have one that's diagonal, which uses the full length of your car. So you're just you're making your car go like 45 degrees to use that back wing to throw it. And then there's a side flip one, so you get more to the side and then you throw like that. A side flip straight to the side. And these are just to outplay people, and you need to practice these, because in twos these are how you beat people. Just throw the ball over them and then score afterwards. So yeah, practice those dribbles, practice that backboard interference, and as always, just try and be more what's the word, aware as last man. Don't jump into things for the sake of it. Try and play, like I said, when you're in those situations where the opponent is in the corner of the pitch, think about the angle that they've got to shoot. If they're trying to look for a really like acute angle to shoot on, it's not something that you need to get right up in their face and challenge. You can wait a bit. We should do in-house scrims to teach the C3s again. Yeah, we should do super champ scrims at some point. That'd be fun. Like, prove your C3, I guess, and then you're allowed in. I guess Super Champ includes C2, but see you all later. Appreciate you. Bye.